Hello again. I'm making several videos on my experiences with a covert narcissist in hopes that it can help somebody who might be either coming out of a relationship with that or trying to figure out what's actually going on when you're in the relationship to know what your best course of action is. The thing I'm talking about today are two things. One, the narcissist mask and sort of what you can look at or look for. And the second thing would be no contact and why that's good for you, or why I think it's good for you. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the narcissist mask. The type of narcissist I'm talking about right now is a covert narcissist. A grandiose narcissist is going to pretty much be constantly talking about themselves and needing you to be talking about themselves. A covert narcissist, in my experience, does not need that. They want the same sort of emotional and ego feed that the grandiose needs, but they get it in a more sophisticated way by manipulating you into doing it without them talking about themselves. They don't need to convince you. They need to see that you've been convinced, or that was my experience. Now, the first phase of your interaction is going to be what I refer to as the charm phase, where I didn't experience love bombing. What I experienced was attention, lots of attention, text messages, or phone calls, and a lot of them. And several times throughout the day, just to let you know that they're thinking about interacting with you, which is very flattering to anybody. That I don't think that's necessarily an unhealthy thing. But what you'll start noticing, or if you're looking back on something trying to figure it out, you will see that there was a mask there. And what I saw was that the mask would fall. The guy I was with, he could keep the mask going for about 30 minutes, maybe an hour and a half, but he would get exhausted and it would stop. And there would just be all of a sudden this mood change. And a lot of times the mood change would be just complete shutdown. And you're thinking, okay, he's mad about something, or I've pissed him off. It's very strange, and it's abnormal, and it's something you'll be thinking, if you don't know what to look at for, you'll be thinking, I can't put my finger on something, but something's wrong. And this guy, this was the interesting thing. He would get so tired at the initial phrase, and that's where they really invest their energy, is in the initial thing, because they're drawing you in. They want to, charm you, make sure you're convinced of how fantastic they are, so that, they're still going to have you as an energy source. But he would get so tired of being on, and he referred to that. That was his word. I'm tired of being on. He wouldn't admit to that till later in the relationship, but initially, he would get so tired that he would load up videos of himself so that he could rest, that were supposed to be funny and entertaining. Now, I'm not somebody who needs to be entertained, but he didn't know that, and that's the only way he knows how to get the attention. The other thing they will do with the mask is, if they're in a situation and they're not getting enough attention, they will immediately turn on. And it's like the light switch gets hit. I mean, they are on. They're usually probably pretty funny. And it's like, what just happened? And everybody in the room is focused on them. They're laughing at them. Now, for the narcissist, this is exhausting. It's wearing them out. Now, it doesn't look to you like that, but that's what's happening. Um, and so you think, I'm really dealing with this clever, unique person, and they are clever. But they're also, that is not the person you're dealing with. That is their facade that they want you to believe. And they need to keep that facade up as long as possible in order to get you drawn in. But you need to know they will get exhausted, and you need to watch for that, because that's a big tell. Is when they get so tired that they can't do it anymore, and they're just going to shut down, and you're not going to really know what's happened. Like it was very strange. Um, Now that's my speech about the mask. I don't think there's anything else I need to say about that. Eventually, I will say this. Eventually, if you're with them long enough and they start feeling comfortable that they don't have to entertain you, they won't keep that up. And what you will see is when you're with other people and they think they need to use it, that's when it turns on, and that's when you see the whole entertainment mode go into effect. Now, the end of the relationship, you know, everybody talks about no contact. And I saw that consistently. There was no question. There's no contact. And I've made one other video about the narcissist effect on your ego. But the reason no contact, I think, is very important is not because of what's happening with them. It's because of the unhealthy growth or revival of the ego that they engender in you. And every time you interact with them, there's going to be an ego reaction. And with the ego reaction, as I've said before, you get the insecurity, the pain, the fear, the constant swirling of, okay, what does this person think about me? Have I done the right thing? And it's all in relation to somebody else's perspective, not your own. And so I think that's the reason that no contact is extremely important, because for me, at least, it shuts that trigger off within myself. So anyway, basically that's pretty much it. I hope that helps. Leave any comments below. Like the video if you do like it, and more to come later maybe. See you.